Mario. Okie dokie.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Hey, Alec. So I pretty much, as long as I get Bomb Clip and maybe Lackey Skip, I'm gonna call it a run. Because I technically have like 10 minutes more I can reset constantly, but I'd rather not. If you want to race right now, we could. Because I have time for like a run, but not much more. I'm doing pretty well.
Go.
Nice. Alright, no problem. But yeah, around these hours I can probably race. So I'd be down. And this run's turning out okay so far, so hopefully I can make something out of it. I've been practicing with like a speed meter on my Game Shark, and I find it kind of interesting how the dives just actually kill your speed. Because if you're over, say, 50 or so, because you're going downwards, I guess, you actually lose speed when you dive. Thank you very much. I want that sub 1, but it has to embrace me. Whoa. Hello. Ugh. And I do that way too often. I like get distracted and then I ground pound the blue coin box. Even though I'm not doing 100 coins. I really need to cut that habit out.
Go.
I think most of the problem there is I've been kind of fluctuating between doing 100 coins first and second, so I should just stick to one so I don't get confused. At least I got the red coin. I lost a little bit of time there from falling down, but because I got the red coin, I didn't have to go all the way back there. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've tried like messing with my mic a bit because it's sounding kind of bad, but I'm probably a little bit too loud now. That's one of the things that I'm always kind of like concerned about, because you don't want to be too quiet, but you don't want to be like hurting people's ears. I'm not actually sure if like changing my camera there actually does anything, but I feel because I'm looking away from the tower, it's probably a little less laggy. But I'm not sure if it actually changes anything at all. Nice. No, not nice. That was a rage pause. Like, I actually landed on the arm, and then I just, like, walked right off. That was pretty silly. Because I usually do have a lot of trouble timing it right. So I was so excited that I timed it right that I just walked off. So overall, it probably took the same amount of time as if I didn't get it. I still find the lag reduction right here kind of silly. Like, going into Mario Cam saves basically an entire second just in lag. It's kind of weird. But it's something a lot of people overlook when they're switching from like emulator or PC, because they never have to do it. And it doesn't really look that obvious. It just kind of looks like something someone would do out of boredom. Certain lag reduction, like in Dire Dire Docks, is pretty obvious, but Mario camming in one spot doesn't really, at least to me, it doesn't seem that out of the ordinary. That was probably late cycle. But I really don't know the cycles. I just know if it was bad or not, and that was not so good. Okay. My major concern there is just not to die. Oh wow. Right through him. Because once you start dying in Dark World, you're pretty much already screwed. After my first death in Dark World, I'm almost guaranteed to die like 3 more times. Mostly because I'm kinda angry at that point. So I'm really distracted. If I can get Sky Jump here, I can save 20 seconds on my next split. Because I didn't get Sky Jump in my PB. Ah, okay. No. No such luck. I think I was just too far down the hill. Because if you get too far down the hill, you get a pretty bad angle, and you have to time it really well as well. Because you want to end up at the top of the rock platform. Because if you're too low on it, it just eats your triple jump, even if you do time it right. Second time isn't as bad as my PB, but it's still not good. But I gotta stop thinking about that, because things happen after you start stressing out about stuff. Like, that actually could have been pretty bad right there. So that was a decent save. You can actually not get called a cheater by the penguin by doing this skip if you hit all of the slides. Like the first one and the second one and the last one. And the penguin doesn't call you a cheater, but it's still faster to do 100 coins with it. Because you pretty much have to go on the slide to get them. So that would be the time to do it. And if you go through the shortcut, it's always going to call you a cheater. But if you go from like the top slide to the bottom one, it does as well. Yeah. I was going to do a rollout there, but it just didn't happen at all. Doing that kick to break your fall is like 1 second slower, but it's a lot better than dying. And I think the backflip strat saves 5 seconds compared to the rollout. But it's also possible to die on that. so that's why it's risky. Because you have to get a wall kick or else you die. And that's basically it. But it's kind of tricky to time. I could probably do the slide without the safety coin, but I feel more confident when I get it. And it only really takes like 2 seconds to get. If you fail the 100 coins, you lose a minute, so it's really worth it. Until you're 100% confident that you can get it. Oh, okay. Let's not go out the door. I'm really glad that was a slide kick. Because if I was just walking over there, I would have gone through the door. And that'd be the worst. It's kind of hard to see where the star is at. So you're kind of just going blind. Oh, get in there. The reason they kick before, or at least jump before entering the cage there, is if you're on the ground, Mario jumps to get in, but it's actually a slower animation. It's a pretty small time save, but it's not really hard to pull off, so might as well do it. No. I don't know what happened there. I thought I had enough speed, but I just punched. Once you lose your speed, it's pretty much impossible to catch Mips there. But if you have full speed, you can catch them. I probably could have just backed up and did it again, but that'd probably take more time than catching him later. I haven't really tested it though, because you should just grab him properly. I think I like hit the wall and lost my speed. Not quite sure though. I just noticed I have like no idea why my BBH split has that icon. I think it's a BBH icon, but it's not very descript. Oh, please. Like, what's that supposed to be? I do wonder. Oh, I think that's like the ledge. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for the Big Boo. His balcony. But it really doesn't look that descript when it's that small. I probably should start practicing Lava Boost. It's a nice little time save. It actually doesn't save that much time, but if you get it, it's nice. I think it saves like 5 seconds. It seems like it'd be a lot more. I've gotten it a couple times just by trying it randomly. But it's easy to mess up as well. And very possible to die. That's technically a gold split, but that's mostly because I didn't grab MIPS. So I'm not going to complain about it. It's just not quite a 21-second save. It's probably more like 14 or 15 seconds. But that was a pretty good Lethal Lava Land, aside from missing MIPS. I really want the time save that Pillarless saves, but I really don't want to do Pillarless. If you can get it consistent, it saves a lot of time. Probably like 20 to 30 seconds, I'd have to say. But if you're not consistent, you just die. So it's probably, like, actually, especially in a 120 run where you have to be in the pyramid multiple times, it might actually be more useful. More useful than Cannonless, that is. But of course you still have to do it. pretty well. Generally, it's kind of like free to try that clip, but I've fallen down there and just died by going into the hole, which was pretty pitiful. But if you end up on the slope just wrong... Oh god. No. That's the worst. But if you end up on the slope just wrong while we're waiting, you can kind of like be unable to get up. So I was like mashing a whole bunch, and then I couldn't even get up and fell into the hole. So that was like, I don't know how long. I can still save time on this split if everything else goes well. But having to wait for that elevator was pretty unfortunate. Because there's no real reason I should have fallen off that elevator. It's just I wasn't paying attention. So I don't have to practice anything there, I just gotta not fail it. But that elevator does take a bit of time to come back. So let's not ledge grab on this elevator. I still did. Like, I was going back to elevator clip because even a baby can do it. And the strat I was doing before didn't save any time, really. But I keep ledge grabbing on the elevator, which means I miss the cycle. Because you actually have to be patient enough so you don't ledge grab. Because if you're trying to get off the elevator too quick, you just run into the thing and ledge grab. And you can't make it down fast enough. So I really gotta work on either not ledge grabbing or finding a better strat. But that star right there is why I can save 30 seconds. The cavern star. Nice. That was a pretty good MIPS catch. So I didn't lose too much time for missing MIPS in the first place. Ooh, I got it. I thought I missed that one. That was some decent swimming. As long as everything goes well, it mostly comes down to swimming speed. And you have to get a really perfect rhythm to swim fast. It's pretty easy to mess up. So I think this DDD went pretty well. As long as I have a good Manta Ray, if I lose any time it's going to be because of MIPS. But I'm really hoping I get a good Manta Ray regardless. The rings are just very stubborn sometimes. Alright. Because if a ring doesn't detect properly, you can lose 25 seconds pretty easily. And that's really unfortunate when that happens. So right now I'm like really even with my PB, so I gotta do pretty well. So I think my estimate for 5 seconds for missing MIPS is about right. Okay. Okay, that's fine. It's not too bad of a cycle. Didn't quite make the wall kicks though. But I think that's a better cycle than I got in my PB. Okay. If that didn't hit, I would have lost 15 seconds. And I'd be pretty sad. Because if you throw Bowser over the stage in Fire Sea, that's the longest animation of all 3 stages. So you really want to avoid that, even if it means taking your time with the throws. Because if he goes over, you're pretty screwed. And it's not really that hard of a throw either. It's just not messing it up. Bonk. Please get up there. Alright. I think my angle was okay for the long jump, but I didn't have enough speed. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure that's why it failed. Ah. So I already missed a coin, which means I have to get pretty much all the coins now. Which is kind of a bummer, because there's some coins that really just get far out of your way. Okay, that's fine. Alright, that's fine. Because if I missed another coin, I'd have to get an extra coin box, which means going out of my way a fair bit. It's not too much, but oh well. I got wrecked. No! That was the dumbest thing ever. That was a little because I changed my camera there. So I'm probably not going to save that much time on the split. But I should hopefully still not lose time. But that was a mistake. Yeah, I lost a little bit of time there, but considering what happened, that wasn't too bad. And I'm still in the green, so I'm not worried about it. It may be theirn to earn. I'm hoping so. Like, some stuff's going kinda rough, but I like being ahead of my PB instead of behind. Because I'm usually behind my PB quite a lot. But there's so much time I can save at the end, I keep going anyways. Which is kind of demotivating, but it's also kind of a light at the end of the tunnel type thing. Yeah, it's not going too bad. But I can't be too careless just yet. I've actually had a lot of trouble with TTM recently, so I'm hoping that goes well. Ooh, get the secret. I missed like half of the secrets, so that was pretty slow, but as long as I make this jump, I should be good. Okay. As long as I don't have any major time lost before I get upstairs, I have some pretty decent chances. Because I can save 1 minute in TTC pretty easily. It's really scary diving near the log, because it's really easy to fall off. But if you don't, like, dive at all, it's pretty slow. But sometimes being slow is worth it, just for not messing up. But it's pretty hard balance to decide if you're gonna either risk it or make sure you don't mess up. Ugh. I just really hate that short part at the end. I've fallen there way too many times. So those are the hearts, the heart stars. But reds are sometimes a bit tricky. But as long as you don't go too fast, it's not too bad. Saying too fast sounds funny in something like a speedrun, but if you don't have control, it's too fast. Because when you don't have control, you make mistakes. And then you lose time because of them. Because of the mistakes. Ugh, okay. But this TTM went pretty well, so I'm happy about that. Especially after all the trouble I've had with it. I've had a lot of trouble with TTM recently. So having a TTM is really a weight off my shoulders. Ah. I failed the easiest star in the game. Rip. This is not a good start. But I think the rest of the stars here can be fine if I don't panic. But that was pretty much all the time I could have saved. But I can still save a lot of time upstairs, so if I just don't worry about it, I should be fine. Okay. Easy peasy. Okay. I was like putting my earphone back in, so I wasn't really paying attention. But that didn't waste too much time. Whoa. No, dude. I'm fucked. Okay, I'm fine. Usually when you hit that text box, he blows you off. And not in a good way. See, I'm losing a lot of time here now. But it's nothing to really be concerned about if I have a good upstairs. Alright. So it's mostly going to come down to TTC, I think. But I shouldn't worry about that yet, because I need to not fail Rainbow Ride first. Thank you very much. Sleep well. Okay. I need that jump at least twice. If you fail that jump, you die instantly. So it's kind of risky, but I'm fairly consistent with it. Nice. That's what I need. So I'm probably going to do that jump again for the red coins, and then just take the pole for tricky triangles, because it's not worth dying over. Nah, that wasn't gonna work. You have to have a pretty straight angle, or else you just fail it. Okay. That was scary. Okay. Get the red coin. So far this is a good rainbow ride, and I only have one more star, which isn't too hard, but I don't want to really stop paying attention now, because if I do I'll mess up, definitely. Not worth it. Got it. Alright. So that was a very nice rainbow ride. Nothing went seriously wrong there. I just had to back out of the one triple jump ball kick, and that was probably the right choice. So it's very possible I could PB, but I gotta forget about that so I don't mess up. Alright. I was kind of worried because time was moving, but that wasn't a problem. Oh. And it begins. I gotta really focus on that jump, because if I go too early, I just do that. Okay. Please, dude. I don't want to die anymore. So I gotta focus. Okay. I'm kind of like, every time I fail something, I'm changing stars. Because I don't want to have a bad trip to Womp. Because if I fail a side flip up there, I'll probably die. And that'd be no good. But I don't have any backup stars left. Okay. There we go. Or not. Alright, that was a bit rough, but I think that should be fine. I should stop looking at my timer. It's not gonna make anything better. I'm hoping so. Okay. That's the hard part. We got it. So I gotta have a pretty good bits, because my bits in my PB was pretty much perfect. But I'm not too worried about being able to PB, so I'm not gonna try anything stupid. Oh, that was close. That could have been a death. We in there. Come on. Give me the throws. That's not the throws. But I'm not worried about that. No problemo. Please hit. Thank you. That was pretty close to not hitting. please. Bowser. Thank you. Oh, I have to hit that bomb? Ah! Bowser, why? If I lose this, I'm gonna be pretty mad. Because there's no reason I should be doing this. Alright, we got this. Alright. I should have saved a lot more time. But I'll take it. It's still sub 102. Those Bowser throws were pretty epic. And on a positive note, on my next PB, I can screw around in Bowser for like a year. So, that's good news. So I don't really have any time for another run, so that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you very much. So thanks for sticking around for my little tiny PB. I'm still kind of mad about those Bowser throws, but what are you gonna do? Now if I didn't sub 102 because of them, I'd probably be more mad. But that's fine.
Mario! The power of the stars is restored to the castle. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario. We have to do something special for you.
Here we go!
Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake. For Mario. Mario!
you so much for to playing my game.